I needed a break. After 10 straight months of spreadsheets, overcooked microwave dinners, and my German Shepherd Duke acting like he was about to sue me for emotional neglect, I booked a short vacation overseas. 5 days in Lisbon. Just me, no email, no HOA newsletters tucked under my door, no one asking if I was watering my lawn properly. But leaving my house empty didn't sit right, especially with Duke needing food, belly rubs, and the occasional middle of the night bark at shadows. So I handed my spare keys to my little brother, Jake. 22, chill and reliable when properly fed, he agreed to crash at my place and take care of Duke. Welcome to Prodigy Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe for your top-notch HOA drama. Jake moved in on a Tuesday night, and I barely made it to my hotel in Lisbon before he texted, "Duke's already convinced I'm made of treats." Solid. Everything seemed smooth. That is, until Friday morning, when Jake met the monarch of the HOA kingdom, Karen. Now, Karen isn't just a regular neighbor. She's a full-time surveillance system in yoga pants, lives 3 houses down, with free, carries her poodle like it's a fashion accessory, and treats our neighborhood like it's a military base under her command. I'd had a few awkward run-ins with her before, nothing hostile, but I knew her reputation. And unfortunately for Jake, she spotted him letting Duke out into the front yard. According to Jake, it started with a hard stare. Then she walked over like she was confronting a porch pirate. "Excuse me, what are you doing at this house?" she asked. No hello, no neighborly tone. Jake thought she was being nosy. "I'm just staying here, watching the place while my brother's out of town." Simple, honest. But those words flipped a switch. "I don't know you. I've never seen you before," she snapped. "You're not supposed to be here." She pulled out her phone and started filming like she was the star of a low-budget crime documentary. Jake, confused but calm, tried to explain again, key in hand, leash in the other. "I'm telling you, I'm his brother." Karen wasn't hearing it. She said, "I'm calling the police," as if she'd just caught someone mid-burglary. Karen didn't just threaten to call the cops. She doubled down like she was auditioning for a role in Neighborhood Watch: The Reckoning. Jake said her tone went from snobby to full-blown accusatory within seconds. She stood there on the sidewalk, one hand holding her poodle, the other dialing 911 like she'd caught a fugitive. Meanwhile, Jake was still holding Duke's leash, trying not to let the dog lunge at Karen's trembling accessory. "I already told you," Jake said, trying to keep it together. "I'm his brother. He's out of the country. I'm watching the place." But Karen didn't even blink. "No one informed the HOA that someone new would be staying here," she barked, as if I owed her a written letter and a background check. Jake, realizing she was serious, pulled out his phone and opened up our text thread. "Look," he said, holding it up. "Here's the flight confirmation, the house key, even pictures of us together. You can't just—" "No," she snapped, cutting him off mid-sentence. "I don't care what fake messages you're showing me. This is a quiet, secure neighborhood. I don't recognize you, and you don't belong here." Jake couldn't believe what he was hearing. People were walking their dogs, watering lawns, even watching from their porches. But no one said a word. Not yet. Karen had taken center stage, and the neighbors just watched the drama unfold like it was some HOA-sponsored reality show. Then, Jake made the smart move. He FaceTimed me again. I was on a rooftop patio eating grilled sardines when the call came in. "Hey," he said, panning the camera to Karen, who was standing 10 feet away, phone still pressed to her ear. "She thinks I'm breaking in." "Karen," I said, raising my voice through the call. "It's me. He's my brother. He's staying there to take care of Duke while I'm gone. I gave him the key." She looked straight into the camera. "I'm not discussing this with a voice on a phone. If he's really supposed to be there, you need to return immediately and verify his identity in person." "I'm in Portugal," I said. "Then maybe you shouldn't leave strangers in your house," she sneered. At that exact moment, Mr. Livingston from 2 houses over came outside. "That's his brother," he called out. "We've met before." Karen didn't even flinch. "Stay out of it," she hissed. Now maybe Karen thought she was protecting the neighborhood, But if that was her goal, she fumbled it harder than a dropped wedding cake. Jake wasn't some random loiterer. He lived 20 minutes away, held a steady job, and was literally using my Wi-Fi to apply for new tech gigs between dog walks. But logic had no place in Karen's HOA fantasy world. She wasn't listening to him or to me through FaceTime or even to our neighbors who literally knew who he was. She had made up her mind. Jake tried everything short of writing his biography on the sidewalk with chalk. He pulled up photos of us together. Christmas, 4th of July, even a shot of him helping me move into the neighborhood 3 years ago. "I'm telling you, I'm not some squatter," he said, showing her again that he had the key. "My brother asked me to take care of the house. Duke's right here. Want his vet records too?" Karen crossed her arms like she was guarding a vault. "I've lived on this street for 19 years. I know every single person in this subdivision. I've never seen you. And if you don't leave now, the police will handle it." Jake was done being polite. "What do you want, lady? You want my blood type, a lie detector test, a notarized statement from my kindergarten teacher?" Meanwhile, Duke started barking, not aggressively, just picking up on the tension. Karen jumped back, clutching her poodle like Duke had sprouted fangs. "Keep that animal away from me. This is exactly why we have HOA rules." She pointed at Jake like she was Moses and he was a plague. Right then, Miss Rodriguez, who lived directly across from me, came out with her teenage son. "Karen," she called, annoyed. "He's fine. That's really his brother. We've seen them together plenty of times. Just let it go." Karen didn't care. "You all need to mind your business before I report you too." Her voice cracked like she was on the verge of an emotional implosion. Jake put the phone back on speaker. "You hearing this?" he asked. I sighed. "Loud and clear." Karen glared at the phone. "I don't care where you are. If you don't show up in person, I'll make sure your brother spends the night behind bars." That's when she stepped forward and, without warning, slapped Jake. Karen's slap landed with that sharp, humiliating sound that turned every head on the street. Jake stumbled back, wide-eyed, not because it hurt physically, but because it was so out of pocket, so completely deranged, that for a second he thought maybe he was being pranked. He wasn't. "Are you crazy?" he shouted, clutching Duke's leash tighter as the dog started barking wildly. Karen was red in the face, panting like she just fought off a home invader. Her poodle squealed in her arm, terrified. Jake didn't raise a hand. He didn't move toward her. He pulled out his phone, flipped the camera to video, and calmly said, "Say hi to the cops, Karen." Almost like magic, the blue and red lights rolled up at that very moment. Someone must have followed through on the 911 call, and now 2 officers stepped out of the cruiser. The entire neighborhood froze, people peeking from windows, some openly standing in their driveways, phones in hand, recording. Karen strutted toward them like she was accepting an award. "Thank God you're here," she said breathlessly. "That man has been trespassing on this property, pretending to live here. I caught him red-handed. I even have footage." One of the officers glanced at Jake, who stayed calm, dog at heel. "Sir, do you live here?" Jake handed over the key, then showed the texts, the FaceTime log, my contact info, and even the deed info on my fridge that had both our names on emergency contact forms. Then, as if the universe was on his side, I FaceTimed in again. The officer took the phone. "You're the homeowner?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "That's my younger brother. I gave him permission. This woman's harassed him for days." The other officer was already speaking to Miss Rodriguez, Mr. Livingston, and even the mailman, who confirmed Jake had been walking Duke all week. Karen's smile began to melt. Then came the twist no one saw coming. After reviewing Jake's video, one officer turned to Karen and said, "Ma'am, you struck him?" "I was defending myself," she said weakly. "No sign of a threat. We're citing you for assault and defamation. This went way too far." Karen turned pale. Jake grinned. "Next time, maybe just ask politely." Karen stormed off, red-faced, her reputation destroyed. That slap, it cost her everything: her position on the HOA board, her poodle-walking pride, and whatever shred of authority she thought she had. The end. Please like and subscribe for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think Karen got what she deserved? Comment below.